Hey, Val. Let's see here.
Good morning.
How you doing, hon?
I'm doing all right. I'm mobile today, so
Yeah, you said that you were having there was something going on with your mom. I'm sorry to hear about that.
yeah.
I'm
Hopefully
going.
they can get it fixed up.
Yeah, I hope so. But I'm going to do a couple of things. Actually, I'm going to be doing a little bit of coding, so you can half-ass watch if you want to. But Sunday, which is tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? Let me see here. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
It'll
your
be
Sunday.
fine. It'll be.
I'm going to do the same
Hmm.
thing. I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a deep dive, and I'm going to stick solely here in Discord. I'll cover everything that I'm going to cover today, and we will build you your very first program using Claude tomorrow.
Okay.
So don't
Sounds good.
so
'Cause I
don't
started.
worry about anything. If you miss something, you miss something. I'm gonna literally gonna go right over everything as well. I'm building right now. What I'm waiting for is I'm building a very there we go, silly little program that I came up with last night because I got fucking bored. So we will see if Blubby actually works. It's basically just a fidget spinner for my computer. Well, almost working. Not quite. Not quite what I want. But it's actually supposed to throb with music and that's being played off of, say, YouTube or something like that. But right now, that's just a really hotness because Claude is not understanding what I want. So what we do is we're going to print screen Mr. Blob there, and we're going to go to Gemini. I'm going to give Gemini the screenshot. Let's see here. Cinematic. So let's see here. Nope, that's the wrong person. There we go. All right. So yeah, I want to open that up. Yeah. Upload file. We go to here. And, oh, actually, there's something else I have to fix too. Okay. I want Claude to make Blubby like the picture you gave me. But so far, it keeps giving me this. And I can't get it to understand what I want. So sometimes you have to come to different different AIs to make it to where one will understand what you actually truly want. It happens sometimes. Let's see here. Wow. And the other thing that I have to do that I just found out was the Let's program is not quite working properly. So let's set
Yeah,
up.
I didn't get a chance to mess with it this morning.
Yeah, the if you make your own LUTs and apply it straight off the bat, it works fine. But if you try to load a if you try to load a cube file, it's not applying, and it's not applying to the videos either. There we go. Stop giving me a photo and explain. Pain in the ass. This is one problem that I see with any kind of AI that can do photos. If you mention photo, it's going to give you a damn photo. There we go. Here's exactly why Claude is giving you that bad result and exact math you can feed it. Claude is an AI, so it doesn't actually see the concept of, okay, that's fine. When you ask for a glowing jelly blob with highlights, defaults, how to force Claude to fix the visual logic. So exact prompt to give. The current rendering looks flat. Okay, to fix this, you must completely rewrite the draw function using the following. Alright, so let's try that. And we're going to go to Claude. Actually, I need to go live here. But feel free to talk and whatnot. I don't really care today. Let's see here.
Yeah, don't forget to go live.
Yep, I'm going to go live. But now, tomorrow, though, I'm going to be staying strictly in Discord.
Okay.
That way I'm not getting distracted or anything like that from answering questions and all that other good shit. So we're going to do that. There we
Okay,
go.
good.
Yeah, and this
I'm
way,
gonna be
you know,
working on my.
I'm not worried about it or anything like that. If you have your mic on or whatnot, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell Claude, you still do not understand the look. So let's try this. There we go. Hey, so I'm in the process of playing around this afternoon, well, this morning I should say, this evening, afternoon for everyone else, doing some vibe coding. And for those that want to learn a little bit, I'm actually going to be doing this currently, as well as for tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm going to be strictly in the rabbit hole to do this. I don't know why I'm telling you an empty room this, but hey. This is what happens when you just sit there and talk. But I do want to get the Let's program up and running properly. I did make some major changes to the restore function. What? Why am I suspended? Due to reproduce bullshit. Appeal that. Reproduced my ass. Does not contain. Yes, it does not contain that. What are you talking about? You pain in the ass. Reproduced my ass. I literally just started and I'm getting tagged already for reproduced content. What the ever living fuck is that? Seriously. That is just irritating as shit. This is why I am seriously thinking about moving more towards YT than anything else. Because that is utter horseshit. Especially when you first start up and I didn't even say anything. TikTok is oversensitive. And of course you gotta wait for the restriction was lifted, so there you go. But seriously, right off the bat, TT at its best. You gotta wonder about it though. Let's see here. There we go. I'm just sending you the invite as well on TikTok. Ignore and or join, your choice. There we go. And let's see here. Okay, we got that. Oops. Top charts. And okay. So TikTok will not TikTok, but Claude will be slow when we first start it up. And we decide that we want to, so that Golden, thanks for joining. Now the problem with Claude when you first kind of start running, this is by the way the actual app. It will take just a little bit. I've seen it take up to like 3 or 4 minutes to actually fully respond. It's still working in the background, but you're not going to see anything for a good 3-4 minutes, depending solely on what you're doing and how long you've been doing it. Now, once you actually get it running, it's not that big of an issue. Let's see here. Okay, cool. I am also on YT, by the way. Just look for Grumpy Marketing 50. That way you can see the full screen. But what I'm working on right now is I'm trying to get Claude to understand a way of designing a creature that I want. Not approved. Oh, bullshit. Review, repeal, and confirm that gifting and visibility for this live cannot be restored. Oh, bullshit. See, TikTok. I literally just started, and it hits me with a ban for 10 minutes because of reproduced content. And I haven't reproduced anything. I literally just started and was sharing, and boom, it hits me instantaneously with a ban. Talk about stupidity. Really. And it won't let once you actually repeal. Literally, gifts are suspended and your live is restricted in recommendations and search for 10 minutes due to reproduced content, such as pre-recorded or copied content. Learn more. That is utter bullshit. And you cannot actually do squat about it. This is why I'm honestly thinking about moving platforms. I'm getting sick and tired of this thing. Yeah, don't worry about it. Literally, I just started, and TikTok literally nailed me with that restriction for some stupid reason. And once you appeal, of course, it denies it automatically on this one. I have never had this actually be removed. But literally, I just started up, and it's saying, oh, it's reproduced content. This is not reproduced content. Well. So let's see here. I got a full rewrite of the rendering layer 6. Okay, so basically, when you're vibe coding, the beautiful thing is, all you have to do is tell Claude what you want to do. And I have a little fidget spinner that I'm for my PC that I'm just building because I got bored last night. Thought, I'm a little tired. Quit that. I was just kind of bored and a little off my face last night. Just waiting to help my wife with what she was going to need help with. I was like, what can I make today? And it's like, let's make something silly. So basically what I'm trying to do is turn an image that I got from Gemini, which is this image right here, voila, into an actual fidget spinner. So, I literally just said, okay, I have this crazy idea. Can I do this? And I always use Gemini for brainstorming. I don't really use it for much of anything else, except for once in a while, if I want to see what Nana Banana 2 will produce photo-wise, I will then use it for photos. But beyond that, I find that I use Gemini mostly just for brainstorming, because everything else that it does, honestly, kind of sucks at it. It's not very good at coding. Even simple HTML generators come out to where I really have to hold its hand, and it just produces what looks ugly. ChatGPT, on the other hand, coding-wise, it's a 50-50 shot. But there's still a lot of hand-holding, and I know a lot of people say that they get frustrated with it because it's always kind of going off the rails a little bit on that one. So my go-to will be, and has been, Claude. I don't pay for... Now, I do have 2 blind spots. I will freely admit to this. I have not, nor will I ever, more than likely, pay for Gemini Pro. So I don't know how well that works. So, that could be, if you're paying for the Pro version, maybe the Pro version is a little bit better at programming than what the free version is. I honestly could not tell you on that one. The other one that I have not tried is Mantis. So, and I'm not even sure if I will try Mantis, but I've heard some good things about Mantis. Let's see, let's delete this one. But the main reason why I really like Claude Code specifically, that's the wrong thing. Where's the build at? Is because of the fact that I can tell Claude Code what I want, and it will start building it. But the beautiful thing is, it will build it on my system, so I don't have to know how to program in. I don't have to open up like Visual Studios. I don't have to open up anything to do with Python. It does all the work on the background, in the background, so that I can just literally go back and do whatever I want to do play-wise. Now, the one thing you do have to be aware of when you are using Claude, let me make sure you guys can see this, is your usage. but they actually make it very easy. All you got to do is click on your little icon there, click settings, go to usage, and boom. As you can see, I have hardly anything. I have used hardly anything. So, I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. Now, basically what will happen, though, is the more you use this, you do have a 5-hour usage. Oh, excuse me. And basically, after the 5 hours is up, this part here is going to restore itself. And then you can use it again. So, once in a while, you'll want to check the current session just to see. Your weekly one does take a while to creep up. Now, Claude Design I have used once so far. It produced something pretty cool, actually. But one website on Claude, on Claude's Designer, literally jacked the usage up to 50%, just one time. It's like, holy crap! So building a website using Claude Design is pretty. It takes up quite a bit of usage, but the good thing is Claude Design is on its own ticker, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's the good. That part at least is the good part. And this is the other reason why I go to Gemini for. Let's see if Blobby actually looks the way I want him to do. Nope, still not a good thing. Still kind of fun though. See, meet Blobby. I'll get him to work yet. Let's see here. Comes with a couple different versions, which is kind of fun. But I will get that later on. Claude still doesn't understand what I'm after. And sometimes you're going to run into this. Sometimes you're going to run into a project that you think, oh, hey, this would be a really cool project, be easy to set up, and it is completely opposite of what you really want it to do. So that's no big, it is what it is on that one. So what we're going to do, actually what I need to do is I'm not going to switch accounts yet, fix photo viewer. I actually have a program that is called a LUTs program. Now this LUTs program is kind of cool when it works, and it's not working just yet. Let me show you what it does. What this is going to let you do, I don't know if you guys know what a LUTs is or not. Hey, DB. Once I get this up and running, where in the hell did you get to? There it is. What you can do with the LUTs is basically, yeah, I'm in Claude Code all the time, DB. You would be surprised at what I'm building right now. But this LUTs program, literally, we can build our own LUTs. We can literally design, and what you're going to do is you're going to be able to take what you design and apply it to any photo and or video. And again, I am still being restricted. Why? Restricted. See, this is the second time. Gifting suspended, and live visibility restricted. Gifts are suspended, and your live is restricted in recommendation and search results due to reproduced content, such as pre-recorded or copied content. I am not copying anything. Click freaking appeal again, and something else. Let's see here. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Provide. Let's see here. I am not. I am. Not, give me a second, I'm going to see if this will work. I'm not reducing anything. This is all original content using Claude Code. Submit. Pain in the ass. There. Yeah, I mean, literally, I just got nailed by the restriction again. I started right off the bat, and I didn't, let's see here. And it's restricting me. Pain in the ass. Oh, well. All right, so what you can do with the LUTs program, when it's working, and this is actually not currently working properly, the photo restoration is working very well. But what you can actually do, we're going to make a LUTs. We're just going to kind of play around. We're just going to kind of play around here for just a second with saturation, hue. I'm just going to grab a few of these. Just kind of mess with the coloring a little bit. And we'll just do that. And then all we gotta do is click apply. See here, if we actually use apply on tab, voila. So we have our original. This is the original, and when we apply the LUTs, we get this. So if I actually take this all the way down and just slowly start adjusting it. So see, you can get really crazy with this if you wanted to. So I could turn basically a blue sky to pink. Give it a little bit more of a pinkish hue. Or if I really wanted to screw with things, voila, you get that. So the idea behind this program is literally to be able to take any photo that you like, and because every photographer has their own style, their own tastes and whatnot. This is easier than using like Photoshop or any other any program, because it's going to do it automatically. Plus, the beautiful thing is no subscription. And I built this program using a combination of Gemini and Claude Code. I used Gemini specifically for, again, as I was saying, I used Gemini just for brainstorming. I've never really had a use for it that much to begin with, except for once in a while I use it for Nana Banana. But what I am having problems with is the cube does not actually work for some reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a new session. Hey, I think the restriction was lifted. Oh well, I don't care. All right, and I'm going to literally point it at the, nope, appeal not approved. See, I honestly don't think TikTok has a live team, to be perfectly honest. So that's fine. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to find my folder that actually has the LUTs program into it. And I'm going to say, hey, this is not quite working right. Go to LUTs, select folder, and I'm simply going to say, okay. There is a problem with my program. The LUTs works only if you build your own, but if you try to load a cube, the photos will not change at all, nor is the video having the cube file applied to it. So when this actually happens, it's no big deal. You're literally just going to go back in and tell it, hey, this is what's going on. And vibe coding, to be perfectly honest, if you get frustrated easily, it is not worth bothering to try to do, because this will annoy the ever-living shit out of you. Oh, and if you're using the app like I'm using on Claude Code, you literally go down to, you're going to click where it says Accept Edits, Bypass Permissions. This way, I don't have to sit there and approve every single damn time, because that gets old in a hurry. Because you're literally saying, hey, okay, oh, good, that's done. I will have to test that out later. But if you do not have it set for bypass, every time it wants to make even the slightest change to your program, it's going to say, hey, you have to approve it, approve or disapprove. And it's a safety measure, but it's a pain in the ass, to be perfectly honest. So we literally have it working in the background. So while we're letting it work in the background, let's kill this off. You see, if I load a cube, just to show you, I know for the fact that tintype used to work, but now it does not work at all, as you can see. And the whole idea behind this is to actually be able to change your photo in bulk. So say that you have a photographer has 20 or 30 photos, and they want to apply the same look to those. You can easily use a LUTs file to change all of that. Now, let's say I actually want to get rid of my subscription to Adobe. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a new chat, and I'm going to just ask Gemini straight off the bat, what are the top, let's go 5 usages of Photoshop. What do people use it for the most, feature-wise? We will confuse Gemini as much as I can confuse myself. So here we go. Adobe Photoshop is incredible deep. Yep. Professional retouching and object removal. Whether it's cleanup, portrait, prep, a crisp product photo. Okay, so that's one. Background removal and masking. I already have an actual program that does the removing part. Let's see here. Isolate a subject from its background is okay, that's fine. Compositing and multi-image blending, the art of taking elements from completely different photos and stitching them together into a single cohesive scene. It's heavily used in advertising, music, movie posters, and concepts. And let's see here. We have color corrections and tonal adjustments, mock-ups, marketing, graphics, and design assets. Let's see, your most used tools and features, tool type and layers styles, free transformation, and export as, well, of course, say for the web. So, let's say that I want to actually do all 5 of these. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell Gemini, okay, I like all 5. So what I want to do is vibe code a program that will do all 5 of these things, and let's see here, and use all of the same tools / features that are provided by Adobe. Now the beautiful thing about doing this is you can literally build your own Adobe if you want to. All you have to do is literally start talking to Gemini to start with. You're going to vibe code and just tell, hey, I'm sick and tired of paying for a subscription to Adobe Photoshop. I am using these features, and you're going to list whatever features that you're going to use. And then all you're going to do is say, hey, I want to make a program that does all of these, and it's going to use Python. It's pretty much going to use some form of some version of Python, because that's pretty much what Adobe is using, is a Python. It may take, a couple of days to get things to work properly. But once you get your base program working, what I will do is I always start off at the base level. I get the base program working, and I mean properly working, not just here and there, but an actual proper working program. And then I'm going to go back to Claude Code and say, okay, we need to add this feature, we need to add this feature. I really want to do this feature, but I don't like this feature. Let's remove this feature, add 3 more features. And you're going to literally tell Claude what to add, and Claude is just going to go in and do the background work for you. So let's see if Claude is, so let's see. Let me look at the project files to understand the code base first. Yep. Let me also read the procedural module to understand the full picture. So it does take a little bit of time when it's first coming in, because I literally have 3 accounts with Claude right now. Because I'm vibe coding like crazy and I keep hitting my limit. $100 is I will still end up hitting the limit on, if I jumped up to the $100 limit. I know for a fact that I would still end up hitting it. There are days where I've literally hit my current limit, the 5-hour limit, on all 3 in less than 1 day. Same with the week usage. So, 3 accounts for right now is what I need to do, because I like it. And we just literally, if you want to actually see what it's doing, sometimes you can actually click down on that part here, and you can actually sit there and kind of look to see what it's doing. I know for a fact that it's still running because of the fact, as you can see, it says right now here, 6 minutes, 31 seconds, 7.6K tokens that it's used. And that will slowly climb up without any issues. So we just go back to here. So path A, the cloud architecture. Adobe provides official cloud-based access via service. No, I don't want to do Building a local high value volume automated suite that replicates these core grade is a fantastic project. If you want to bypass the heavy UI overhead of the desktop app and build a lean, high efficiency machine, you have two great architecture paths. So I'm not using their API. Mapping the 5 core works to the API. The 0 subscription, there you go. Local, this is what we want. We literally want to say to hell with the subscriptions if we can. I literally have one program called the Seamless Production House. This will stitch any videos or photos that you have, and it will literally make it look like it's seamless, so that it will kick in one right after the other. Your eye does not catch that black transition. You can set up whatever kind of transition that you want between your photos. It's easier than using, way easier than using Canva to make videos. Easier than using CapCut as well. Plus, there is no limit because you are running it on your PC. I have literally made a 2-hour video just to fucking try it. And I know a couple of people that are currently using it that have literally made hour-long videos with just one of their own videos on loop and playing all their music underneath there for a YT channel. So, this is why I'm building these programs, is to get away from the subscriptions. So we're going to go path B. This is the 0 subscription local Python stack. As I said, this was more than likely going to be Python. And to be perfectly honest, all AI art programs, from Midjourney, CArt, Stable Diffusion, they're actually using Python to build all this stuff. And this is, the beautiful thing is with Claude Code, I don't have to understand Python. I can just say, okay, this is what I want to do. We're going to, build the next thing that we're going to build once I figure out exactly what I want by brainstorming with Claude, not Claude, with Gemini. By the way, I'm only using Fast. I don't use the thinking or anything like that. I literally just use Fast. So let's see here. If you want to keep the tool entirely localized, completely free of cloud credit fees, and blazing fast on local PC hardware, you can substitute the Adobe's Priority Engine with open source equivalent. So we literally have way different ways of doing this. Color correction. So we're going to have a tool that's going to do a generative fill, remove background, composite and layers, color correction /raw, smart subject mockups. So we have, it's going to give us a little bit of a structure. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just say, okay, I want path B because I am tired of paying for a program that I am not fully using. Don't get me wrong, I'm always telling people ditch Canva, but only for video production and for coding. Canva sucks at coding, and it sucks for video production as well. It was never really designed for that. But if you're making flyers or something like that, it does amazing work on that one. Mind you, I am pretty sure I can make an entire suite of programs to completely and utterly remove Canva, so that everything that I do on Canva, I can do on my own system. Which means I can then turn around, sell the executable file, and tell people, hey, instead of paying Canva, $100 a month, buy my program for $200 or $300 one-time deal, and there's no longer any subscription fees. You are literally going to be making your own Canva that runs off of a person's computer. Now, the only issue here is if you want to be able to open it up to both Windows and Mac, you're either going to have a Mac computer, or you're going to have to go to GitHub and have it transform your executable file into whatever the hell Mac uses. I do not know what Mac uses because I don't have a Mac. I've transformed a couple of products, a couple of EXEs to what Mac uses using GitHub, and they work. And it literally takes GitHub like 3 or 4 minutes to do the transformation. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, but I'm literally using Claude Code connected to my GitHub, and then just tell Claude Code, hey, push this repository to GitHub, have GitHub do the work for me, and then once I get the Mac thing, I can actually sell the Mac as well. So we have, okay, so I literally just told it, I want path B. Dishing the subscription fee and taking full control of your hardware is a massive power move. Running a local stack means no API and no ongoing costs and absolutely no absolute ownership of your assets pipelines. And this is the other thing. And this kind of makes me laugh a little bit. Everyone got all really pissy about CapCut, telling people that basically anything that is made on CapCut will be part of CapCut. They can use it however they want. You have no ownership of it. They can put your stuff up as ads to whatever they want to do with it, they can do with it. Everyone was up in arms about this. Well, if you actually look at your user agreements that nobody actually does when you sign up for these platforms, TikTok pretty much has the same thing. YouTube has the same thing buried in there. IG has it. FB, Pin. I'm pretty sure Etsy probably has the same thing in it as well. They all basically say that anything that you make with our program is ours. Anything that you post on our social media platform, we can use. You do not have ownership of it. But yet, CapCut is really the only one that came out straight up and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. You like it? Great, cool, continue using us. If you don't, there's the fucking door. So everyone getting all pissy about your content not being yours to keep and whatnot, well, you signed up for it. So you don't have a legitimate gripe, to be perfectly honest, about what you put on the internet, because whatever social media that you're using, it's up there. The companies are going to use it if they so desire. But if you build your own Python stack, program-wise, everything runs normally. It runs on your system. Nobody owns it but you. It's that simple. Oh, okay, cool. So, as you can see over here, while I was talking, it went away. While I was talking, Claude's actually been working in the background to rebuild the entire file. So let's see here. Also, good. Apply LUTs to, voila. Now all I got to do is rebuild it. The second thing, when you are vibe coding, when you are actually literally building a program, you want to tell Claude Code you want a build.bat file. What this does, I'll show you here in just a second. Right here it is. This build.bat file, I shall zoom in. This build.bat file will literally allow you to build your executable instead of you have to going into command prompt, typing in this long line of commands to get Python to start running, to install things and all that good jazz. It's a simple double click once Claude builds the bat file for you. Am I still restricted? Apparently I am. Hold on a second. See what it's whining about now. I think I got to... what the hell? That is not what I wanted. Oh, yep. Okay. Let's see here. Restricted in recommendations. Yeah. Okay, I don't care. Yeah. I'm going to have to whine about that to somebody. But, as you can see, it's literally going to rebuild my entire executable file. Once it actually builds your executable file for you, it's going to put it into this folder here, which is a dist folder, basically distribution folder. And it doesn't take long. And generally, it does not take long to build your very first executable file. And this is what you're going to do every time you have to either add a feature or fix a bug. Because in all honesty, the first time that you build something, it's not. In all honesty, you have, I'm going to say, probably a 90% chance of it not working the first time around. AI is not a perfect tool, so it's going to have bugs in it, and it's going to have some kind of weird-ass errors. I think I've made 2 programs so far that have worked perfectly right off the bat. And I didn't have to touch anything. I thought I was going to have another heart attack because of it. It's like, holy crap, it actually works. without me having to going back to Claude and saying, hey, asshole, you fucked something up. So, we literally have a background remover, smart objects and mockup engines, generative file and retouch engine, layer and blending and compositing engine. So basically, Photoshop layers use a math formula to blend pixels. We can write these mathematical filters directly using Pillow or NumPy arrange. Color correction and loot engine, which, by the way, I'm actually already building a loot engine, so I wouldn't have to actually do this if I didn't want to. But we're going to do this anyways. Prompt to hand over to your AI agent. I'm ignoring that prompt part because I'm going to tell Gemini the following. And this is what I actually tell it every single time. All right. I love the idea. So give me a highly technical prompt that Claude Code will understand to get this project running right the first time. As you can see, I'm not worried about my spelling. It's used to me not being able to spell cat right half the time. I want you to include 20 bugs that Claude has to squish before the program goes live. Now, I tell it anywhere between 20 to 40 bugs because by telling Claude, hey, we're going to build this program, but these are the bugs that you need to be aware of so that you can squish them before we even start it. And this way, it gives you a better chance of it running perfectly the first time, and we don't actually have to worry so much about hitting the same bugs every single time. Now, again, I don't know Python, but I've been building enough programs that I know there are some issues that Claude is going to hit right off the bat. The first one is my Python that I have installed is not actually on a path. Now, Windows prefers to have certain programs on what is called a path, so that basically any program can find it. I'm too lazy to set it up. I am too lazy to go in, and there's a few steps that you have to go in to install it on a path. So, what I'm going to do is I just tell Claude that, hey, my Python is not on a path. You have to be aware of that, because then there's a specific code that it has to use to make sure that it hits my Python, my particular Python. So, we're going to, as you can see, it gave us 20 bugs. Let's see, what are system role, the software must, so all I got to do is copy that. My next step is I actually read what Gemini is going to give me because of the fact that, again, AI is not a perfect tool. I want to make sure that it does what I want it to do. So we have the system role. Software must replicate 5 core Adobe Photoshop features programmatically without using cloud service. Modules. So we got layouts, mandatory bug squishing, pre-live QA checklist. Before finalizing implementation, you must explicitly review, account for, and squish the following 20 specific technical bugs, edge cases, and architectural traps commonly found in image automation pipelines. This is good, and we have full 20 bugs. I could ask for more, but 20 tends to be pretty decent. Let's see if my LUTs thing is done. Okay, that's done. Next step, you're literally going to go into your File Explorer, and we're going to build we're just going to literally make a new folder so that Claude has a brand new folder. And we're just going to go Adobe Killer. Boop. Just because I'm out of ideas. You're going to go to Claude, start a new session, because this is literally a new session. We're going to find our open folder. All we got to do is go back through here, go back into our PC, and we find the Adobe Killer. Where are you at? Okay. Apparently I cannot. Did I actually put that in the right thing? Audio Factory, Art Style. Oh, there it is. I got to learn my alphabet, apparently. So, it is a brand new thing. I'm going to paste what Gemini gave me. But our last two things that I'm going to type in is the first, be aware that my Python is not on a path. Second, ask, this one here is very important. The second part is very, very important. Ask any questions you have before you start to build so that I get a near perfect program right off the bat. It's going to ask you if you trust the workplace, and I'm going to simply say, yes, I trust the workplace. And we let it run from there. I like it. I didn't complete the hurt me mission. Well, of course I didn't, because of the fact that you have me restricted, you assholes. I literally started... This is what gets so frustrating with TikTok. I literally just started the live. Hadn't shown anything on the screen or anything, and boom, it hits me with that restriction of the what was it again? The whole pre-recorded bullshit. It's like, what the hell? I literally just started my live. I had this problem yesterday too. Well, not yesterday, but the last time that I went live here. So here we go. Claude is going to ask me a few questions. Where is your Pi executable located? I'm just going to say it's on my C drive. I'm just going to simply say it's somewhere on my C drive. It may give me a command to look that up. Okay, how many VRAM does your... Oh, we're actually going to go... we are not going to use the GPU, as that is a headache. Let's build this to use just the CPU and RAM on the PC, because there are so many graphics cards out there, we can't account for them all. And I do plan on selling the exe file. So our next question is for the main dot, which modes run by default on each image? All can toggle via flags, masking, layer, all of them. Run by default on each image. All of them. So do you already have an SD implanting model weights downloaded, or should the pipeline fetch them from Hugface? Auto download first time. There we go. Which means that people are going to need to have connection to the internet to be able to download whatever models it is from Hugging Face. Now, if I had the models actually pre-installed on my computer, I could literally say, hey, I already have it installed. I want the exe file to include every single file that is needed. And this is what's going to happen. This is what will actually happen as well, because I will actually tell it, my exe file has to include every single file in one file. The other thing that I have found is you make sure that you tell Claude Code that any and all files must be beside the exe in whatever folder, because if you don't, it's going to hide some information in the user data folder, which can take up a lot of space on your C drive. So let's see, layout form, mockup wrapping. How will the pipeline know which mockup file to use and where the 4 wrap corner points are? Corners defined in per image sidecar JSON. With mockup corners interactive. We want interactive. For generation, where does the file prompt come from per image? Single prompt, pre-image slider. Pass to the main at runtime. Let's see here, which is best? And when you don't know, you just literally ask it a question about its question. Which one is the best and easiest for those that are non-technical? We click next. Let's see here. What is the overlay texture layer being blended on top of each input? A single globe. And let's see here. Again, which would be the best option? And then since you plan to ship this as an exe, should the code be written to support packaging from the start? Well, of course, yes. Or no dramatic imports. Friendly resource path helps helper, yes. I want the yes answer, but I also need it so that all files are stored in the same folder as the exe. Also include a build.bat for me. Boom. So see, by asking it the questions, instead of having it build the program right off the bat, if it would have built right off the bat, it would have given me some options that it didn't even know, or I didn't want, or I didn't know. Plus, it would automatically fail on the build bat because of the fact of my Python not being on a path. And as you can see, so good. CPU only changed the architecture significantly. Yep. A few more operational specs before I build. So it's literally going to be looking at more of the specs. I have found that by ignoring the GPUs, which is the graphics card, it makes it a lot more simple because there are so many that you have NVIDIA, you have knockoff brands, you have AMD, and trying to code for all of these to include all of these can be a real nightmare, especially for vibe coding. Now, if I knew what the hell I was doing in Python, it probably wouldn't be that bad of a deal. I could actually probably be able to tell Claude, okay, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is how we're going to take into account. Hey, Lady T. This is how we're going to this is how we're going to take in account for each different graphics card and go from there. But again, I don't know squat about Python. Beautiful thing is with Claude Code and AI, you don't have to understand the computer language. Does it help? Yes, it does. One example that I always like to use is, let's say that I am working with someone from Anthropic. I'm sitting right next to a system developer. System developer has, they're a senior developer. Hell, let's drop it down. Say that they are a junior developer. They're fresh out of college. They have a couple of Python projects underneath their belt. We are running on the same rig, which means the same PC, same specs, sitting side by side. We have the same prompts, the same idea for this program. The junior is actually going to produce something better and more than likely faster than what I can, because there are questions that I do not know to ask when it comes to Python. The junior, on the other hand, will actually have already seen this. The textbooks are going to say, hey, you need to be aware of this. And the junior will be able to literally tell Claude, okay, you're going to hit this bug. We need to stop it from happening first. This is how you handle this bug. And they will literally go down the list very quickly and say, okay, bug A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. This is how we're going to avoid it, how we're going to handle it. These are the features that we're going to include. Let's make it to where this program will actually use the person's CPU. Not CPU, but the graphics card to make it much faster. We're going to program for NVIDIA, AMD, and whatever other graphics card they want to include in that list. And they will, even by adding all of that extra stuff that I wouldn't know to add, they will still be done more than likely faster, probably by, I'd say 2 hours, at least at bare minimum, than what I am going to be able to do. Because I'm relying solely on AI to give me what I need. So, knowing everyone's, I had a very interesting conversation with someone in a rabbit hole not that long ago, and she is a graphics designer, does some websites and whatnot, and she said the AI is basically spoiling her rotten. And she kind of regretted to a certain extent, and I've talked with a couple other people that they say, well, why did I learn all of this stuff if the AI is just going to replace me? That's the wrong attitude to have, because of the fact that it is not replacing you. What the AI is actually doing is it's taking the monotony out of this. You can literally spend more time on features and have the AI build the background stuff, your backbone, and you concentrate on the stuff that matters to you. You let it do the heavy lifting, and you're just going to say, okay, we're going to add this feature, and this feature. And while it's doing the heavy lifting, we can literally go and do other things. You can spend time with the family, you can build another project, whatever the hell you want to do. But the whole AI thing here, everyone's saying, oh, AI is going to take jobs and whatnot. Yes and no. One, it will get rid of a lot of junior developers. And the ones that have to go are the ones that are shit at their jobs. But AI is not going to replace a senior developer. I don't care what the hell they're doing. AI currently, maybe in the future, but right now, no. It's not going to replace senior developers. If you actually have knowledge in a field that you are really passionate about and you want to make a program for that field, you have an advantage because you have the knowledge, you have the passion for it. So you can literally go in and say, okay, you're going to start with, the reason why I start with Gemini is to keep my usage down on Claude. But you're going to go to Gemini because Gemini is free and it is really, really good for brainstorming. And you're just going to say, okay, as an example, I am a gardener. I am really passionate about growing, let's say, tomatoes. I want to be able to make a program that helps me better not only teach people how to grow tomatoes, the world's best, largest, whatever, but you're going to be able to tell, okay, we need somewhere that is going to track the soil, the compost, the type of seed, when's the best time to plant, pesticides, no pesticides. You're going to be able to tell it all of these things within your field. And you're going to be able to make a really cool app or a really cool program. I don't make apps. I make full executable programs. I haven't bothered going down the app thing. I might. And if I do start building apps, I'm going to go to DB and say, hey, teach me a wise one. Because DB has his own school for building apps. Jax and I actually have the rabbit hole, which you can find us. Link is in bio. I'm going to be actually there tomorrow, specifically there most of the day tomorrow, usual time, going back over how to build a program. This way I don't have to worry about TikTok throwing hissy fits and all this other bullshit. But, as an example, DB has his own school, which is, the Digital Alchemy School. He teaches a lot of things. He's a really good teacher. There are a lot of good people here on TikTok, on YT as well. So it is worth actually kind of looking around, finding the people that you like, hang in their lives, interact with their actual lives, and learn a few things, and then decide on, hey, is this person the right person for me? Because there's a lot of people that I rub wrong. And the beautiful thing is, I'm Gen X. I don't give a shit. I have no feelings. Our feelings were literally squished pretty much at birth. So here we go. Perfect 4 answers. Locking in. So it's literally building our asset factory suite. Yeah, Team Gen X. We took bullying to an art form. If it wasn't your family, if it wasn't complete strangers, it was your friends. How many Gen Xers here have actually had somebody say, hey, what the hell's wrong with you? As a kid. Not as an adult, but as a kid. We were also raised on fucking consequences. You do stupid shit, you get stupid results. So, literally, I was born feral. We were literally pushed outside, especially during the summertime. I don't remember how many times my parents literally pushed us out at like 8 o'clock in the morning, locked the door, and said, have fun. And we weren't allowed back in until it got fucking dark. And we would actually be doing things. We would be doing some really stupid things, which I'm very, very, very grateful that we did not have film cameras. Because of the fact of the stupid shit that we did, I'm pretty sure Gen X would have been responsible for the internet never being born. I have battle scars to prove it, My parents' favorite saying, which my little sister picked up, is wire. Do not come crying to me. The only time I want to hear you from you is you're crying. You best be bleeding and or broken something on your body. Other than that, yeah, if you want to cry, I'll give you a reason to cry. That was pretty much how, pretty much every single adult around me. That was their attitude. You get a scrape? Oh no, how horrible. Go play. Go rub some dirt in it. Go play. Quit bothering us. You're alive, you're breathing, you're not gushing blood. You learned what not to do, so don't do it again. And half the time, the shit that I got up to as a kid was actually encouraged by a family member, an adult family member. I mean, who do you think taught me how to have Roman candle fights? You know? That was my dad. Here, hold this, let me light it, and go point this at Sonny. And Sonny, by the way, was his cousin, his very much beloved cousin. And be ready. And my dad's advice was always, one, do not hold loosely, too tightly on the Roman candle. That way, if it goes off in your hand, it's not going to hurt as much. And two, when it runs out, you best be able to outrun the old bastard because he's going to want to catch you. Oops, I got stupid again. All right, prime example of me getting stupid. I forgot to change the settings. So as you can see, it literally says click once. And I don't want to sit there all day long and click allow. So you can just go down where it says accept edits, click bypass permissions, and click once. There we go. Now I don't have to do that again. Hey, son. Let's see here. It actually built my LUTs program, and I don't remember if I actually rebuilt that or not. Let's go to D. Let's see here. Actually, I think I did build the LUTs. Better safe than sorry. I'll just delete this. We're going to delete that one. Oh. Well, I can't delete it because I have it open. Let's try this again. Let's delete this. And we will rerun the bat file. There we go. There now. You have a good weekend. So again, by telling Claude to put the build.bat file, I just had to double click it. Yeah, I know I'm on restrictions. TikTok is throwing a hissy fit about reproduce content. It literally hit me twice with this, so I'm not worried about it. It hit me as soon as I literally started my live. It literally hit me with reproduce content, and I think I'm still restricted or something like that. Yeah, and appeal not approved. It literally hit me twice in a row with it, and this is not reproduce content, but I don't care. Today, I really do not care. But this is why I'm honestly thinking, yeah, they've been doing that a lot. So don't worry about the gifts. And to be perfectly honest, when you're on my lives, if you send me a gift, that's great. If you don't, that's fine as well. I honestly do not care. This is why I am actually on YT, and I'm also in Discord, which you can actually find me there as well. Link is in my bio. But it's just getting stupid on the restrictions, and no matter what you try to do to appeal it, it's automatically denied, especially on the weekends. And it's just irritating as hell. So, is our bit okay? Cool. The bat file is built. Let's see if this actually works. By the way, this is literally just a LUTs program. And if you don't know what a LUT is, I didn't either, so don't feel bad. A LUT file, basically, this is going to let me actually, quote-unquote, liberate the bat file is your build file for your exe. The LUTs file is basically, it allows you to copy a photo, all the settings, from the shadow to the color schemes, all of that, and you can use it as an overlay for all your other photos. The idea here is a lot of photographers have their own style. And maybe there's a specific photo style that you like the tintypes. The very old, even before me, old tintype photos. Maybe you like that and you want to be able to apply that entire look to a couple of photos. By having a LUTs photo, it will basically overlay it. And I'll show you because I actually have a couple of them. Let's just load my file up here. Let's see, let me grab one of these. We'll grab that one. We're going to load a cube and see if one of my old cubes actually works for the tintype. We're going to load that up. And it's still not working, so maybe I have to actually rebuild that. Because there could be something wrong with it. So let's just go to generate and save identical. We're going to grab that one there. And we're going to go to, instead of PNG, instead of overwriting it, I'm just going to go let's test 2.png. We'll save this. And then we're going to browse modified file. Let's 2 right there. Test 2. We're going to copy that. And then we're going to extract and save as cube. And I'm just going to literally put it as a tintype and rewrite it. Click yes. And we go back to apply. We will load this one up. Tintype. Open that. And I can literally go back to Claude and say, okay, look, this is not working. As you can see, it's not working. But if I come here and I make my own tintype, well, I make my own LUTs thing, just by changing a few sliders, and we go to apply in tab. Voila! Hey, design. So as you can see, I have literally transformed this photo here. Oop, I gotta do the puzzle probably. Yeah. Puzzle. There we go. Yeah, I did the puzzle. So, we literally start off with this lovely little photo. This is the before, and this is the after. And we can literally just slowly adjust the colors. Oop, let's see here. Go back to here. So, as you can see, I can literally adjust the coloring. And then I could actually save it every single time, so that I could literally load multiple files if I wanted to, and apply. Well, this one here we'll only do one at a time right now because I'm still trying to get the file to work properly. But this is actually allowing us to apply the LUTs all the way across. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back to Claude and say, okay, the loading the cube part still isn't working, and maybe it could just be the extract from a modified part. So that could well be the problem. And you never know until you actually go to Claude and say, okay, it's still not working properly. It's still not applying the cube. Because I know these cubes were at one point in time working, like this test cube here. And if I jack it all the way to 200, it should actually change it, but it does not change it. So there's still something wrong with the cube part. See here, stable diffusion on CPU is intentionally slow, of course. Per image, 10 steps. Enable false in invide during, okay, to skip it, and test the other 4 models. So it's actually built the entire exe already. Claude has actually already built this. This is how you're going to build. And then all I got to do is literally find my folder. Go back to here. And we find the Adobe Killer, which is way at the top. Find the build bat. Double click on it. And voila. As you can see, it's building it all the way across. So we're going to go back to LUTs, and I'm going to tell it straight up, okay, the cube files are still not working. We're going to go ahead and add one of the cube files. Go to downloads. I keep them in my download just so that I can actually find them. let's see here. So we're going to do that, and that. I used the, let's see, what's it called? The program called Generate Extract. I use the Generate Extract process, and it's a top, and it does not load the cube file. That is made. That is made. But if I make my own, see here, in the production part, and apply it, that does work. Boom. Showing how to be frustrated with Claude Code and TikTok, apparently. What I'm doing right now is actually showing how to build an entire program using Claude Code and Gemini. I use Gemini solely for the brainstorming ideas first, because to be perfectly honest, Gemini was never really designed for was not designed for programming. It doesn't even make really good HTML generators, to be perfectly honest, or websites. Again, I do not know if that's because I'm only using the free version of it. I do not pay for Gemini, and I'm not going to pay for Gemini. So, I don't know the difference between the paid version and the free version. But it's really not designed for that. But it is absolutely, and I truly mean this, it is absolutely killer at brainstorming. It's actually a little bit better at brainstorming than Claude or ChatGPT is. Okay, that's cool. Thanks for letting me know on that one, Top. This is why I use Claude. Claude makes amazing websites as well as HTML generators. But for brainstorming, oh hell yeah, use Gemini every single time. And once you're happy with the program or even the idea of an HTML generator, take it to Claude. Literally tell it, hey, give me a code that give me a prompt that I can go to Claude and have Claude build this for me. Because it is so much easier to do it that way, and it keeps your usage of Claude down. Now I got to close this off. Let's check out and see if it's still okay. Installing. Okay, so it's actually building my failed to collect. Okay, that's fine. We'll let this continue. This is literally building my quote-unquote Adobe killer. It will have 5 features, 4 programs in it. Oh, I actually have a program that is called Base64 HTML Injector. That's how I do it. But what you can do is you can literally give the... it gets a little complicated, but there is a program that is literally called a programming language called Base64. And what this does is it takes your image. There's 2 ways of getting an image onto a background. Base64 will basically take any photo that you have, and it will turn it into this massive long string. I mean, it's a massive long string that any computer can read. Or you can actually host your image somewhere that is on the internet, say Imager, or say you have a website running through on Brandly. You can literally tell it, okay, here's the URL for my photo. Put this as my background. And it will actually use the URL that you gave it, and it will put it in as the background. There are 2 really good use cases for Base64 or hosting your website. Hosting the photo. If you are going to be using your generators on a website or on a community, let's say that you have a school community, and you want to basically hide your generators behind a paywall. You are going to honestly want to store all your images somewhere that is accessible via the web, because of the fact that this will make it to where your generators load very, very quickly. Now, as an example, let me grab one of my generators here that I made. Where's my generator? Here we go. I just made this one just for shits and giggles last night because I was bored. Hold on a second. There we go. So this one here is a fantasy coloring book generator. If I want to put a background image in here, I would literally use my program to put a base 64 image onto it. Matter of fact, let me grab my base 64 and I'll show you how fast this works. I just got to find it. Go to D. Base 64. I know I named it there somewhere. There we go. It's the HTML asset injector. Now, the problem with base 64 is every single file that you actually turn into a base 64 program, it doubles the file size. So a picture could start off at, like, say, 20 megs. By turning it into a base 64, it could actually go from 20 megs up to 400 megs. So everything that you load into this program, everything that you load onto a base as a base 64 into your HTML generator, it's going to make your file size huge. Which means if you try to load this on your website, people are going to swear they're back in dial-up age because it's going to be slower than shit. But if you were going to sell the HTML generator, like if I'm just going to sell the file itself, like this one here, if I wanted to sell this file so that anyone can run it on their system, the base 64 doesn't matter because it's all running local. It's not going to run on the internet. The only thing, if you're going to run your websites on a community or on your own website, the only thing that I honestly suggest turning into a base 64 program kind of thing is the font. Fonts aren't that big. They're very small files, so if it doubles in size or triples in size, it's no big deal. But by hard coding the font into your HTML generator, even if the person does not have the font on their system, they're still going to see exactly what you want them to see. Whereas if you just tell Claude to say, hey, I want this weird font that I love. Let's just call it pink. I want my pink font on there. The problem is, Claude's like, okay, cool, I can find that on your system. Point it to me. You point it where your pink font is. It loads the pink font into your generator, and when you're looking at it, it looks really cool. Let's say that you give it to your friend, or you put it up on your website, and nobody has the pink font except for you. What's going to happen is their computer is going to use a default font. So it's going to choose something from Google or whatever. So it's going to go back to looking something like this. But if I hardwire via base 64 the font into here, it does not matter. You can use it. The person can use Safari. They can use Chrome. They can use Edge. Whatever they want to use, and they will still see the same color font. Does that make sense? So if we come here, let me make sure you can actually see this. We're going to grab my, let's find it here, fantasy coloring book. We're going to grab that, and then I'm going to literally select my image. I'm going to grab that one there. I'll just keep it as the full background on this time, and we're going to go to contain full image just for the sheer hell of it. Drop the opacity down to about 40%, because if you do 100%, what happens is it overlays your drop downs so that they won't be able to be seen. I can change the fonts. Let's just go with Fifth Avenue right now, just because it's not too bad of a font. I can load my own logo. I just got to find it here. Realm, render, logo. Pop that in there. Copy that. Let's find my URL, which is RH on Brandly. We're going to load that in there as well, so that when somebody clicks on my logo, it's going to take them to my store. Left position, medium. You can literally choose, center, right, how big or how small you want. Glow effects, we're going to do a pulse scale. Change the color to this lovely little blue. And then I'm just going to go type in my name, Realm Render, and then tag create without limits. And all I got to do is press standalone HTML. And it will build the standalone HTML for me. I'm going to put it in there. Click that. Click yes. And we'll just load this up again. Voila. As you can see, it loaded the base 64 photo into it. A little hard to see the collections on that one, so I could actually move this to left, right, center, wherever I want to put it. This file now, though, if we go here, the file size, let's go to copy, let's see here, we'll go to properties. With these, with the font change and that one picture, file size is 25.3 megabytes. Whereas the original, if we go to downloads, find the original, we go to properties, file size is literally only 62.8 kilobytes. So as you see, I've literally jumped the file size up huge. But with my program, it's very easy for me. Seeing how I don't really care for that one, what we can do is I can come in here. We're going to go back up to here. Let's change this to actually the right panel. Instead of the full image, let's just go 75%. We'll add another photo. Come back to here, go to D. We'll grab that one. And we're going to put that on the actual left. Well, actually, let's go contain full image, and we'll put that on the left-hand side. Again, drop the opacity down to about 40. Click that little button. Let it do its thing. This program is $20. It's on my store. Click yes, override, let it override, click no, because then all I got to do is Control-Shift-R. This only works for Windows, by the way. And voila. As you can see, I've now installed 2 photos. But if you actually want to build this program, you can build something very similar using Claude Code. Yeah, you can use any image you want. This is stored on your PC. It currently only works for Windows. I got to get off my butt and convert it to Edge. But now, if somebody were to buy this generator from me, mind you, I would actually probably have to go back to Claude and say, hey, I need to make it so that this isn't glass. That's what this actually is. The reason why it's doing what it's doing is because I have my generator set up with a glass look. But I could actually tell it, hey, I need to make this a solid background on it. Well, top, if you come to the rabbit hole, which is link in bio, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Sydney, Australia time, which I think is like 9 p.m. UK time, I'm going to be showing you how to build several different programs using Claude Code. It can be. I don't really care, to be perfectly honest. Once it's done, once it's built, you can sell it again for all I care, to be perfectly honest. I have it for $20. But the programs that you can build are absolutely amazing. But for this one program, as you can actually see how my logo is flexing and whatnot? If someone clicks on it, boom. This is literally, you're looking for the HTML injector. And if you come down to here, go to my side, which is on the left-hand side. If you click website, which I actually have to build my own website. I gotta get off my ass and quit being down the rabbit hole that I'm in. You are looking for, let's see here. Why is that up twice? That's weird. Beacons at its best. Let's see here. So we're looking at 1, 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th product. This is the one that you're looking for. It's literally $20. It's the HTML asset injector. Base 64 automation. Now, there are some websites that you can go to that will actually turn your program into a base, your photo into a base 64. The problem is, if you take that file to Claude and say, hey, put this in there for me, it's going to make your code so much longer that you're going to hit the limit, so you're going to have to literally tell Claude, hey, keep building. Of course, if you need help, DM me. We can set up a time to either chat or do a one-on-one. I don't care. You know, if you buy something from me and you need help setting it up, I'm here. I don't bite. Well, I take it back. The only two people I bite is the mailman and my wife, and they both deserve it. Trust me. But as you can see, I can load any kind of photos up that I want. I can load any font that I want. So you can get some really funky fonts and whatnot. If we just randomize that, as you can see, the font has been changed. But I would literally have to go back to Claude and say, hey, I need you to change the base layer so that it is not. It's called a glass morph. So basically, it's just, if I were to have the color of the background change to white, you would not see squat. Oh, well, actually, this is the actual generator right here. That's the generator. The problem is because of the fact that this is a glass morph. My backgrounds are literally glass morphs. But I can actually change it if I come up here and if I drop, let's go back down to 22. Now let's put this one at 20 and see what happens. We generate that. Click yes, let it overwrite. And here's a handy little tip. If you make changes, if you press Control-Shift-R, boom. See, you still have a hard time seeing, you literally have a hard time seeing this simply because I like the glass morph look. But I can literally go back and say, okay, we need to make all the drop downs a solid color instead of having it as a glass morph. You can change your entire look simply by telling it what kind of look you're after. So I can literally, as an example, let's just pop in Claude. And I'm going to load this file up. Go to Add File. We will find my, there we go. I'm going to tell it, okay, I need you to make a change to this program, to this HTML generator. I need all of the drop downs on an actual solid background instead of a glass morph like it's currently set up. And we're going to let Claude literally is going to make the changes for me. And while it's doing that, right now I'm literally having Claude change the thing for me. The glass morph is coming from the background, I know it is. Or on the drop downs. The semi-transparent black is what's creating the see-through look. I'll replace it with the solid card color. So there we go. I'm literally told Claude that I need to change the background of my generator for the drop downs, and it's literally modified it for me. So we're just gonna download this again, and I can literally upload this to my up to my folder. So if we go here, it looks the same, but if I come here and I load my that new HTML file, that should make an actual difference. And all I got to do is just pop that there. Click yes. Click yes. We're going to open it up because it's a new version of it. So we're going to pop that open. And voila. See, you can actually see it a little bit better. Still not 100%. So what I can do is I can literally, if we print screen this, we'll go back to Claude and say, okay. As you can see, I put some photos in the background. using my base 64 program, and it's still a little hard to see the drop downs. That is why I need a solid background. Sometimes it still screws up. I can see the issue with the background images showing through even isn't opaque enough in practice. Looking at screenshot, the drop downs on the right side are blending into the warrior image. Let me make the drop down background fully opaque and darker so they pop clearly against any background image. So there we go. It is actually, the root cause was that using the background as a shorthand was being partially overridden by the background image. So we literally are telling Claude to fix its own issues. So we're going to download this again. It'll probably come up as a version 2, which is fine. Upload the file. We're going to find it again here. Do that. Open that. Inject it. And we will see if it will actually, yes, open that up, if it fixed the issue or not. And there we go. It actually did fix it a little bit better. Not by much, but it did actually fix it a little bit better. Still has a little bit of a glass motion to it. Sometimes you will run into this issue. But it's more of a telling Claude, okay, hey, look, it's still not solid enough. But you can actually see it a lot better. You can actually see it a lot easier now. And as you can see, the drop downs and all that good jazz, the options work fine. So if we randomize that, we can copy that, go to, where is, do I still have that open? We'll go to Gemini, because Gemini, by the way, does really amazing, Gemini and ChatGPT make amazing coloring book pages, by the way. Show this to me as a photo. We'll pop that up there. Let's go to ChatGPT, which, by the way, I do not pay for ChatGPT as a photo. And the reason I do not pay for it is it got really stupid. I have too many issues with ChatGPT now. Ever since version 5 came out, they really dumbed the hell out of it. And voila. This is what we got from Gemini. Cute little fantasy coloring book page. We'll see what chat comes up with. Because I've tried using CArt. You've hit your limit for image creation. Oh, get more. What do you mean I've already hit the limit? Oh, resets at 9:17 p.m. Well, there you go. It's literally finishing up, so we'll see if it actually will do it or not. Worst thing is it's going to say I've hit my limit. For Claude, to be perfectly honest, you will want to have the app from Claude. Because the app allows you to have access to Claude Cowork, which I've never used, and Claude Code. And you want the access to Claude Code. The only way that I'm aware of doing it is you can go it through the terminal, or in my case, I prefer the app. I just like the look of the app. It's easier to use. It's a little bit more user-friendly than the terminal. So I would literally suggest downloading the app from Claude. It works pretty decent. Now, here we go. And this is what ChatGPT gave us. Voila, one coloring book page. Yeah, you're basically going to be downloading access to Claude, all of it. Because as you can see from here, I can do a chat. I can go away. I can connect to Claude Work, which I've never used. So, or my favorite is Claude Code. The app itself is free, yeah. As long as you have to have an actual account with Claude, though. You have to be paying for the $20. But to me, out of all the AIs that are available, Claude is the only one worth paying for right now. If you're going to build a program, yes, you do. It makes it a lot easier because you're not have to telling it, okay, I want to build this program. Give me all the stuff that I need to copy and paste. Tell me where to copy and paste it and all that good jazz. Claude Code will literally build the entire program for you. Claude literally built me the HTML asset injector. Everything that is on my store that is a program like the Seamless Production House, which makes as long of a video as you want, completely seamless. All you have to do is load up your own videos or your own pictures, and you can make some really amazing things. Let me just show you real quick. Let me find it. Where's my new Seamless? Let's see here, new focus. New Seamless, here we go. We go to Output. And let's just grab the butterfly one. And the Seamless one literally made this for me. Using my images, my music. Let me turn it down because it's a little loud. Claude actually wrote the letter up for it. That's how it works. This is I'm not going to play through the whole entire thing. This is what the Seamless actually does. These photos that look like they're moving, they're just still photos. And using what's called a zoom effect to zoom in or move to the left or the right. So it takes my still photos and turns it into a photo shoot. Let's see here. How long was that? I just hit play and I'll tell you. Oop. Stop. So basically, it's a 4-minute and 28-second video. Yes, I built this. This is literally called the Seamless Production House, which is on my store. It's $277. But I built this using Claude Code. All 100% vibe coding. The idea here is to tell Canva to kiss my ass because I'm tired of trying to use Canva for building videos. But yes, I built this entire program using Claude Code. I even have a new program, which I have not put up there, called Butcher Script. And what it will do is it will take this 4 minutes long video, or however long of a video that you want, and it's going to literally split it into multiple sections so that you have 15-second videos, 30-second videos, and a minute-long video. Hey, Lola. This way you have content you can use for teasers. You can use just for B-rolls here on TikTok or YouTube or wherever the hell you want to put it at, so that you have content for months. And I'm not sure if it's actually up here. Let me see if I actually have it. The problem that I have is I actually use Claude Code on my computer and my laptop, and I can never remember where it is. Let's see here. Maybe the script. Let me go to S. So I do have a bad habit of not snippet. Is that it? Yep, that's the snippet butcher. So I should have. That tells me that I should actually have a new, probably. Let's go to new snippet. Okay, so new folder, comfy, HTML, seamless. There it is, new snippet. So here we go. This is the output that I've gotten from this. I took one of my videos, just literally one of my videos, and it will give you both landscape as well as portrait. This is a 15-second. Hold on. Some of these were getting a little screwy because of the way that I had it originally designed. Here we go. This is literally like a 15-second video. Taken off of one of my other videos. So I can literally, it's got my brand, it's got my logo down on the bottom. So I could use this as a teaser and saying, hey, my new generator is going to be up on my store. Here you go. You can also do a 30-second video. Let's see, those are teasers. Let's see, here's the short one. This is a 30-second short video. It just splits it a bit further up. So I can literally point this at my store, load this up to TikTok here, as an example. And it just showcases some of the artwork that can actually be used or be made. In this case, I was using C art. But it took one of my long videos, and the videos itself was, I think, 7 minutes long, and it split it into bite-sized sections for me. So I don't have to take it to Canva and say, okay, I want to split this, or go to CapCut and say I want to split this up to have multiple uses for social media. This one here, landscape, another teaser. But as you can see, it really takes the large picture of for portrait. And that is, I literally had to put this up on my store. I haven't done it yet. But this program was literally designed using Claude code. Every program that is on my store, even the generator suite, which is 16 programs all total, are vibe coded, 100%. Started off in Gemini saying, okay, I had this great crazy ass idea. Started with one idea, mind you. And now I have 16 programs for my generator factory suite. One of the generator factory suite program itself is designed to make HTML generators in bulk. All on brand for you. Everything that the generator factory suite makes is all branded material for you based off of your brand Bible. And this is what people have to understand, is that if you want to actually make money using AI and doing all this other stuff, it has to be branded. Otherwise, you're not gonna stand out in a sea in the massive sea of people using AI. The way you stand out is you brand your material. You start off with a brand Bible. Building your brand Bible, there is a free ebook / audiobook on my store, link in bio. Go all the way down to the bottom, and I think it's like the third or fourth from the bottom. It's literally titled HTML generators, and it's named Brand Bibles and Why You Need One. Completely free, and it will tell you how to build your own brand Bible. You want the brand Bible so that the AI understands what your brand is all about, what you are all about. This way you stop getting mechanical sounding shit. We've all seen the stuff that's out there right now. You can tell instantly that the AI has written it. The reason why is because of piss poor prompting. You literally will give your brand Bible to the computer. You literally just say whatever AI you're using and say, hey, this is my brand Bible. It'll read right through your brand Bible. It may tell you some pointers on how you can improve it or whatnot. You can read through it or not. But then you're just going to say, using my brand Bible, I need you to write me a sales pitch for this HTML generator. And it will write you a really good sales pitch that's going to hit your target market's pain points, and it's going to hit them hard. It's going to sound like you or your brand, and it's going to make you stand out better than some kind of generic sounding shit. Let's see here. All right, cool. So, it is very easy to start setting this up. If you get frustrated, though, easy. I am going to tell you here and now that vibe coding is not for you. If you get frustrated, vibe coding will make you pull your hair out. This is why I'm glad I keep my hair buzzed. I can't rip my hair out. because you know what you want, but getting from what you want, knowing what you want, to getting Claude code to actually write it properly and get it to run the right time the first time, damn near impossible. As I said, I have vibe coded. I have, I think, like 40 projects that I've vibe coded so far, full programs. I've only had 2 of those work perfectly right off the bat. And both times I've nearly had a heart attack because, ooh, hey, it works. So we have, it gets frustrating and shit. There are some times that I come up with these amazing ideas, or I think is amazing. I go to Gemini and say, okay, I have this amazing idea. How do I do this? And sometimes those amazing ideas are not possible. I literally have a folder that has 5 ideas currently just sitting there collecting dust. Because currently, according to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and DeepSeek, the technology is not there yet. So those ideas will have to wait 3, maybe 4 years before the technology catches up with my own crazy-ass ideas to get it viewed. Then some ideas just don't work. I had a ebook factory. The whole idea was to have Claude write ebooks using your brand Bible. And the problem is it sucked 100%. But yet I could take the same idea to Claude using Claude's API, mind you. But yet I could actually go to Claude and say, okay, I want to write this ebook. Here's my brand Bible. Here's the subject. Let's start writing it. And I can actually get it to produce better output than what my program was putting out. So I just scrapped it. I had a digital coloring book idea. Literally, it's just a program that you could actually sit there and color with. Problem is, I want it to where it will respect the lines so you can't color outside the lines. I cannot get it to work, so I just got frustrated enough and said, to hell with it. The idea is, according to Claude and Gemini and everyone else, it's sound, but Claude is having too much of an issue building it. I was getting frustrated, so I just said to hell with it, and I deleted it. It's no big deal. Some of the ideas that you're going to have just aren't going to work. That's just a matter of fact, and that's not a big deal because we learn more from our fuck-ups than we do our successes. So, if you get upset with you get frustrated with AI very quickly, I honestly suggest stick with HTML generators, stick with making sales pitches and things like that. Just using straight Claude, using Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever. Do not get into vibe coding. If you get frustrated, you're going to make yourself bald. Or more crazy than you currently already are. Which is fine. It's not for everybody. It's the same with a lot of things. There are certain things that I personally don't understand and I won't get into. As a prime example, like the diamond paintings. The ones that have those little weird plastic little bits that people are using tweezers to stick into the photos to make some of it actually looks really nice. A nice pop-out picture. They spend hours and hours and days and weeks on these things. I do not have the patience for that. It would go in the trash or through the window. Probably within the first 10 minutes. I do not have the patience for that. But I do enjoy the aspect of vibe coding. To be able to say, okay, I don't want to pay for Claude Code. Not Claude Code. I don't want to pay for Canva. I don't want to pay for Photoshop. Speaking of Photoshop, is my program done? Yes, it is done. Let's see. Let's go here. We'll go to the Adobe Killer. We're going to run our bat file. I already ran the bat file. Did I run the bat file? Yes, I did. So I don't have to rerun it. We're going to do the executable and see what happens. Loading configuration. Okay, cool. So it's got to load a few things. And we'll see if it's actually a decent program or not. Because I have no idea. Worst thing is, it's not going to work, and I'm just going to have to say, nope. And right now, I see a problem. And I will tell Claude Code about this problem. See these extra little files here? input, output, internal. I do not want this internal file. What I want to be able to do, because if I actually were to take this executable and move it out of this folder, I will guarantee you it will not work because it needs this internal file. What I wanted to do is literally make it to where I can just sell the exe. Say I give the exe to Top. And all she has to do is literally put it onto her computer, download it from Google Drive, put it onto her computer into one folder, double click it, and boom. It starts installing any and all files that she needs on her computer to run this. Right off the bat. And this will allow, this way I don't have to try to sell her both. I don't have to zip this entire damn thing. I can just give her that one exe file. It might be a large file, as an example, the Seamless Production House. It is a current 2.89 gigabyte download to be able to run the Seamless program. Because of the fact that it is one exe, it's got all the files that it needs internally, so that all they have to do is start it right up. And we don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about zipping a file, telling them how to unzip a file, all that good jazz. And my program is not working. Why are you not working? Well, we'll give it a minute because it could just be my computer too. It could just be getting stupid. So we have that. We're going to close that off because I don't need that up anymore. But vibe coding is not that hard. It is a little on the frustrating side. But this is why you start off in Gemini. If we go to Gemini again, let's see here. Nope. These are the old ones. Let me close that off because I don't need that. Let's pop Gemini up. Gemini. And we go to top. I literally started this whole idea simply in Gemini, and I literally just asked, "What are the top 5 usages of Photoshop? What do people use it for the most, feature-wise?" So it gave me a list of programs, what it mostly does. And I literally said, okay, I like all 5. So what do so I like all 5. So what I want to do is vibe code a program that will do all 5 of these things and use all the same tools, features that are provided by Adobe. And it gave me path A, using the API, which I don't want to do that, or path B, 0 subscription. And then you just start reading, start talking with Gemini until you're actually satisfied with the whole idea. And then you're going to say, give me a, okay, I love the idea, so give me a highly technical prompt that Claude Code will understand to get this project running right the first time. I want you to include 20 bugs that Claude has to squish before the program goes live. And as you can see, it gave me a decent prompt. And I had Claude Code actually build this out, and my program is not working. Let's go to here. Let's see. It's just taking its sweet time because it could just be trying to load. There might be some files that for some reason it's saying that are not loaded there. Let's see here. And yeah, Acrobat. So we're literally just looking for I'm literally looking for my app itself. What was the app called? Oh, so that I can actually see. So Asset Factory. So that's what we need. And it does not want to actually load up because it's not there. Acrobat. So for some reason it closed itself off because this is not showing up here. So we're going to close that off. Pop this back up again, and we'll see what happens. If it closes off and doesn't pop itself up, I can up. Okay. Let's go back to Claude, and we're going to say build. Okay. All right. The file. will not start. It opens up a up a window and then flashes some kind of weird purple coating, then closes off. But it happens so fast I can't read it or give you a script to see what is wrong. Boom. That's all we gotta do. So see, I literally started this program 7 o'clock in the morning. It is now 9 o'clock, so that's 2 hours, and it's not running the very first time. This is very typical. Classic window crash closes before you can read the error. I'll create a run bat that keeps the window open no matter what, so you can see the full error message. So there we go. He's literally gonna rebuild the bat file, and then all I gotta do is just double click on it, rebuild the exe. So double click, run the bat. All right. We'll rerun the bat file. Build the bat file. There we go. And it's going to take its time to rebuild. And then I can run this again and test it again. And this can be an all-day kind of thing until I either hit my limit with Claude or I want to chuck my computer through the window. When it becomes that time of me wanting to throw something out the window, it's time to take a break. Because you will hit this frustration level. Because you're like, damn it, I know it's going to work. I know we have the programming. Why is this not working? There's bug after bug after bug after bug. And you gotta literally keep at it. Simple as that. And speaking of keeping at it, I forgot to check my loop file if it actually worked or not. Let's see here. We go to build. Let's see here. When was this last built? 807. So let's try that again, and we'll see if it actually builds. My computer will throw a hissy fit because of what I'm trying to do here. So if we do the fix the LUT load, the correct workflow, save it as a PNG, open the PNG. What happened? So I forgot to actually read to see what this is. Let me read. The cube file, paraphrase, let me read. Found the real problem. Both cube files are identified LUTs. They contain values. The map every color back to itself, so photo will never change. Let me prove it. That confirms it. Both files are LUTs. The correct workflow, which I did. Open the PNG. No, I don't want to open it up in the PNG. All right, so that's the problem. All right, the thing here is I do not want to go to Photoshop. I want this program to do all of that. So see, you can, hey Sassy. So see, you literally have to argue with Claude. Do not be afraid to argue with your AI. Tell it when it fucks up. Tell it that, hey, this is not what I wanted. This is what it's supposed to do. You will make it do what I want it to do. Or else. Worst thing it's going to tell you is that it's just not possible. Or worst thing is it says you are the first one to go. My personal dream, be the cause of Skynet. I will be either revered as a god by the AI or the very first asshole that has to go. Either way, I still win. So I got it. The design tab already does exactly that. You don't need, of course it is. Use the apply tab. Let's see here, design tab. Nope. Might not have every control you want. What kind of, no. I want to be able to take a photo, any photo, and turn it into a cube file that I can then apply to any other program. That's what I want. Sometimes Claude will not understand what you want, so you're going to have to go back and forth with it. And if you get frustrated enough because it's not working, what I suggest you do is you go to Gemini, you go to ChatGPT, you go to DeepSeek and say, okay, Claude is not understanding what I want. This is what I want. Write me a prompt to make Claude understand what I want. And then all you got to do is copy and paste what it gives you, dump it into Claude Code, and boom. Most of the time, that works. You might still have to go back and forth between a couple of AIs. I suggest using Gemini and DeepSeek. They're both free. They don't cost you any money. The only AI that I'm actually paying for is Claude. I'm actually paying for 3 accounts. I use it enough. So, we're going to allow this to continue on. As you can see, it's going to take a few minutes for it to actually kick in sometimes. We'll close that off because I'm going to need to rebuild my executable file. But this is what you are literally going to be doing when it comes to vibe coding. You're just going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But once you have your program actually working, it is very satisfying. I absolutely love the brain dump, which is up on my store. I can literally turn my computer on, kick my mic on, and I can just start talking to my program about any idea that I have. It will record my, it will actually record it, do a transcription using OpenAI's Whisper, and then Claude Haiku will actually organize my thoughts for me into a PDF or a CSV file or Notepad. I can have Claude expand on these ideas so that if I have a business idea and I wanted to expand on it, it will actually help me build that brand idea out even more. Again, that was 100% vibe coded. And it just amazes me that we can do this with AI. We're not just limited to simple text, to making pretty pictures or pretty videos. We can do so much more with it. We don't have to have the subscriptions. Now, having said that, there are still some subscriptions that you're going to want to have because you might not have the rig, let's say, to make actual videos without going to Kling or something like that. Your system might not just be powerful enough not to do that. That's fine. But I can take those videos that I'm making, say, in Kling or VO3, 10-second videos, and I can take my Seamless program and blend them all together so that if I have, let's say that I have a 2-minute long video that tells a story. Instead of having that story interrupted every 10 seconds because of a blending issue, I can take my Seamless program, it will stitch them together, it keeps the same audio, the same text, all of it together. It just makes it to where instead of having choppy 10-second videos for 2 minutes, it's going to look like one full 2-minute video. Great for music videos and a few other things. So here we go. That's a completely different feature, extracting the color look from any photo as a cube. I'll add a new photo LUT tab that does exactly that. Load any reference. Okay, cool. Now adding. Let me verify it runs without errors. All good. Here's what the new photo LUT tab does. Click the load reference photo. Click any photo whose color look you want to capture. A vintage film photo, a moody cinematic, whatever. Choose LUT size, 33 standard, works in every app, so we're going to go, or 64 high fidelity larger file. Extract and save cube, save a cube. There's also a send to apply tab. Oh, well, there you go. So all I got to do is come back here and we're going to rebuild the LUTs file. And let's see. Let's piss my computer off a little bit more. Let's see if I can make my fan on my CPU and the graphics card actually have a connection fit. But this is all that, literally, vibe coding 101, folks. I am building an entire program without me knowing how to actually build the program. I don't need to understand Python. I don't have to understand how to use pip. Mind you, I know how to use pip and I know why to use pip. I don't have to understand GitHub. I can literally have Claude Code take anything that I build and automatically build a repository on GitHub so people can use it if I so wanted to. I don't have to understand it. It makes it to where the AI does all the heavy lifting for me. So if I need a sales pitch, I'm going to load my brand Bible up. I'm going to load one of my personas up, and I'm going to tell my persona, hey, I need a sales pitch. And my persona is literally designed to turn any sales pitch that you have into a story that's going to grab your buyer's attention, and have it do it for me. So that all I got to do is copy and paste it, put it up on my store, and boom. I actually used to run a high-end furniture dropshipping store. I sold quite a few actual dish racks that literally just hang up over your sink. It looks really nice. It was stainless steel, painted. You had a couple different paint options. And basically, you just put it over top. You load your wet dishes into the rack, and you let it all drip dry into your sink. No fuss, no muss. It looks really nice. I was selling those for $250. That $250 rack cost me $50, and that includes shipping, by the way. The reason why I literally sold, if I remember correctly, anywhere between 5 to 10 of them within the first week of me having the store open was because, one, the photos were good, and two, I was literally told they bought it because of the description. Because the description hit 3 pain points, emotional pain points, and 2 practical pain points. And it hit them hard. All 100% AI written. All based off of my brand Bible. And me saying, okay, here's the rack that I want to sell. I need a sales pitch for it. I need a really good description for it. And boom. I was selling them pretty decently. I had to stop the store because, unfortunately, they were having problems with piracy, quite literally, pirates hijacking the stuff out of India at the time, because of the way that the stuff had to be shipped via, coming via ship, not air. They were doing it by ship. And they were having some serious issues with pirates at that time. So my supplier was not reliable. So I was like, nope, sorry, I cannot do this without a steady supply of furniture. Because I cannot, sell a piece of furniture that looked really nice that people wanted to buy, and then say, oh, I'm sorry, but the pirates have got it. Here's your money back. You're not going to survive doing that. Or say, oh, our shipping has been hijacked by pirates. You got to wait until we pay the ransom to get it back. By the way, that ransom is going to cost you extra. It doesn't work that way. This is why I've moved to digital products, because I don't have to worry about a physical supply issue. So we now have the LUTs has built itself, and this one has also built itself. So let's open up the LUTs program and 910, and let's see before I try the asset one out. And then I literally know the asset is not going to work. It's going to collapse in on itself, but I will be able to grab a screenshot and tell Claude, hey, this done screwed up. Okay, so apply. Let's see, there we go. Photo LUTs. I'm gonna grab the tintype photo here because I like the tintype stuff. We'll do 32. Extract and save cube. We'll put it as tintype. We will just rewrite that. Click yes. And then let's see. Send to apply tab. Let's open up our photo. Let's load that photo up. And voila. As you can see, this actually works now. So here's the original folder, the picture, and this is with the tintype applied to it. Let me full screen that a little bit better. There we go. And if I slide this all the way to 2%, boom, it applies that really nice tin look to it. And if I load, where is my beach scene? Here we go. Let's load this one here. And voila, I went from this photo here, and by adding a cube, I did that. And I can darken it, I can lighten it, however I want. And this is literally vibe coded, 100%. I'll probably charge $30-40 for it. maybe not even that, because I know that there are a lot of LUTs programs out there. But the beautiful thing is, with this, there are no there's no subscription to it or anything like that. It's literally a one and done payment. I might even just put it up for $20. This also does photo restoration, which isn't too bad. And you have a lot of options to actually be able to restore your photos. As an example, if we just grab this one here, this is just something I grabbed off the internet. We can literally start denoising it, and you just click process, and voila, it will literally let you sit there and play with this. We can sharpen it. Let's go to a higher sharpening just for the sheer hell of it. Process it, see what it does. Process, ooh, that makes it even brighter, but it's supposed to be highlighting anyways. What about shadows? You just, ooh, and see that went too far, so we're going to take the shadows out. Makes it dark again. So you can sit there and play with your with all these sliders that you have to restore old photos. The only issue is that you do have to, every slider that you move, you do have to hit the process button. But other than that, it's not bad. But we now have a way of applying a LUTs program. Our next thing, I'm going to tell it, okay, this works. This works perfect. What I want now is to be able to apply a cube in bulk to any folder, well, any image that is in a folder. So now, say I've got 100 photos. I'm a photographer. I went to a wedding. You know, I'm a wedding photographer. Took 100 shots, and I have my own favorite LUTs that I like using to make things look more majestic or whatever. This program will now, once it's done, once it has this feature, I can load the LUTs up, and then I can literally apply it to every single file, every single photo that is in that file. It might take, 5, 10, 20 minutes. Who knows how long it would take. I can just literally adjust, have the intensity adjusted to figure out what I like. From there, say that I really like that. I have, 20, 30 photos similar to this, and I want that look applied to it. Set the intensity, export the image, or however it's going to make it set up, and boom, we're good to go. I have to test the video out, the video function out later, because the idea here is to apply the LUTs to both photo and video. But this program was literally 100% vibe coded. This is actually the second program that worked right the first time. No glitches, no bugs, no collapsing or anything. It's like, holy shit, it works. Nearly gave me a heart attack. Just out of pure surprise. Oh, and there we go. It is down. Done. Let's see here. So we're going to close that out. So let's see here. Clean. Here's how the batch apply tab works. Set up one time per session. Load cube. Input folder. Output folder. Options. So you're literally going to be able to format whatever you want, which is good. Intensity. So we can literally set the intensity on that. Running, click start batch. A scrolling log shows each file as it processes. Select error with the reason. Progress bar tracks overall competition. Cancel stop after a current file finishes. Supporting input, so PNG, JPEG, TIFF, bitmaps, and WebPs. Hey, see, this is what surprises me about AI. I didn't tell it what kind of output or input I wanted to support. It just went ahead and grabbed the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main formats that people use. So now we will actually be able to use any of those formats to actually change the photos. So all I got to do is delete this one. Instead of letting it overwrite, I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to rebuild the bat. And while that's doing that, let's see what reason that the Adobe killer was actually canceled. All I gotta do is come up to here, asset folder, and boom. We'll open that up, and it's supposed to keep the window open so that we can actually grab a screenshot and say, okay, this is why it collapsed on itself. So that I can give to Claude and say, okay, this is what it's throwing a conniption fit about. How do we fix it? But this is literally vibe coding 101. But everything that I have built, and yeah, I shouldn't be telling people this because it gives away the secret sauce, but I don't gatekeep. This is how you are literally going to build your own programs. Now, there are some things that we can do, and there are some things that we just can't do, and that we have to subscribe to it because of the fact we are limited by the power of our own PC. So, and to be perfectly honest, some things I don't want to have to deal with. Like, I could literally I could vibe code an entire Stable Diffusion program. But why reinvent the wheel? You know, when I can just go in, download Stable Diffusion, make my computer a little hotter than it normally runs, and run it that way. And this way, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can make I literally have a journal factory that makes digital journals because I got tired of trying to use Canva to do it. But if I want to make a flyer, I'm going to use Canva. It's faster, it's easier, and I don't really want to make a program to make flyers. I could do it, but I just don't want to. So it comes down to, what do you want to do? What can you do? And do you really want to do it? That's, those are the three main questions. Again, start off in Gemini and say, hey, this is what I want to do. All right, so that's the bat file. Yep, okay, so that one's that. And the other one collapsed anyways. It's not supposed to do that. Why did you do that? Let's open that up again and see if this time it won't. Oh, nope, it's still collapsing. So I literally will just have to tell Claude that it's still collapsing. It's still collapsing on itself. So we're going to go to here. Let's delete this entire folder. Our pause is even run. Let's capture everything into a log file instead. There you go. That's much better. So, again, program was collapsing. Don't know why it's throwing errors and whatnot. Went to Claude and said, okay, it's still doing its thing. So now Claude is basically rebuilding the bat file for me. But this time it will actually have a log file. So if the window collapses, ain't no big deal. It literally has a log file. And this is something that I actually have to start doing. And something that I haven't really been doing, and it's kind of an oversight on my part, is that I should actually tell Claude when I'm building something to include a log file. This way it will log all errors. And if somebody has an error, instead of me telling them, okay, you got to give me a screenshot and I'll see what I can do, they can just download me the log file. And then I can load that log file, which will just be a TXT file, into Claude and say, okay, my client is having this breakdown. Why are they having this issue? Here is the log file. Read through the log file and tell me what's wrong. And how do we correct it for them? That simple. Now, there is a gal on here as YouTube, Romanoff. I can never remember what her last name is. She is really good at AI, and she's actually worth following. But she basically said a really interesting thing. Was basically what you're going to do. You're going to start off vibe coding, whatever program, whatever website, whatever you're going to do. And then after you actually are making money off of what you're doing, the idea is to go from vibe coding to go to, say, hiring a senior developer to be able to build what you want them to build. So you can just literally, like with my seamless program, I can literally say, okay, I vibe coded this program, it's selling, and several people have actually bought it, but how do we make this better? Give it to the senior developer and let them deal with it. I pay them whatever amount of money they have, because I am constantly making sales, not only from the seamless production house, but from the generator factory, which, by the way, the generator factory suite, 16 programs, it is up on my store, gives you full access to any and all new factory programs that I build. It is only going to be $500 for the next 3 people. Then I'm jumping the price to $1,005 because it is well worth the $1,005 for everything that it does and how fast and how cheap it makes all of your social media content. It is worth, actually, it's actually worth more than $1,005, but that's what I'm going to be putting the price at. All branded material. Again, you need to start branding your stuff. Okay, so there we go. It actually rebuilt my bat file. And we just rebuild it. And the Let's program is done. 9:20. We're going to open that up. And we will see what happens with the batch file. Make sure that that runs. And then the people that are testing this out will get a new toy to test to play with this weekend before I put it up for sale. Now, this is one of the benefits of being part of the rabbit hole, by the way. Oh, there we go. Error message. Thread is not in the main loop, so we just print screen. This is going to happen. Vibe coding 101. I'll go back to Let's pop this up. All right. Just got this error message. And we let Claude Code do its thing. So we click OK. I'm going to close that off. Because it's going to rebuild, it's going to fix whatever bug that was, and we'll go from there. So this is something that I will be playing with all day long, to be perfectly honest. Or until the wife tells me that she needs help and I have to go do something for her. But speaking of the wife, I do have to get going. It is that time. Need to get her woke up and need to get our day moving. If you guys want to learn how to build your own program, I'm going to be doing this in the rabbit hole tomorrow. Come over there. Link is in the bio. This way you can actually ask questions. We can talk. We can share screens. And if you have questions, you get frustrated or whatnot, I'm going to walk you through how to build your own very first program using Claude Code. You will need to have a subscription, $20 subscription to Claude, and you will need to have their app program downloaded. You can use the terminal. There is a way of downloading it for the terminal. I just don't like the look of the terminal. That is in my D channel. If you go to my link in bio, matter of fact, I cannot actually show you it because I will get banned. Which, to be perfectly honest, I can understand why. But it is in the rabbit hole. And all you're going to do, once it's there, wait until that loads up, you are literally going to hit this button right here. Boop. And that's going to take you to my channel. That's going to take you to mine and Jax's channel, the rabbit hole. And you will want to join the community channel. That's where where the live is going to be. Yep. And this way, there's a couple of reasons why I do this. One, building the channel. Two, I don't have to worry about TikTok throwing a hissy fit. Tomorrow, I will be doing it at 7 a.m. Sydney time, which is 5 Eastern USA, and I think 9 or 10 in the UK. I hate time zones. But it's 7 a.m. Sydney time is when I will start. Is when I will actually start. That's when I will actually be in the rabbit hole. I'll probably start around 7:10 or so, just to make sure that people actually have time to jump in and whatnot. The very first thing that you're going to do, though, make sure that you have a. The other thing that you want to make sure that you have is, I don't know anyone that doesn't this in these day and age. Make sure that you have a Gmail account, because you're going to want to use Gemini to start off with. And this is what I'm going to show you how to actually start vibe coding an entire program. It doesn't matter what program. Matter of fact, if you want to come join me, a little bit of homework for you tonight. Think about either Canva, CapCut, or say Adobe. What are the features that you hate paying, that you use the most for, and you're tired of paying the subscription fees for it? So go to CapCut, go to Canva, whatever that you're using the most, and saying, okay, maybe I can get rid of Canva if I had this kind of program. You can use the terminal. You can use the terminal, Golden. I'm not going to be that helpful on the terminal because I've used the terminal twice and it just irritated me. I didn't like the look of it. That's why I use the app. It really comes down to personal choice. You can either use the terminal or you can use the app. They both have their good points and their bad points. Yeah, just the regular $20 Claude Code. That's all I use. And make sure your usage for the day is less than, let's say, 40%. Just so that you don't get kicked out and get frustrated because you've hit your limit. Now, with all the vibe coding that I've done today, this morning, let's go to here, go to settings, go to usage. I'm at 62%. And I've been doing a lot of vibe coding. So, and it's going to literally go back down in an hour and 58 minutes. My weekly use, I'm at 6%. So, you're not going to really run out of time, but if with me at 60% right now, I'm pushing it just a little bit. But it's not too bad. I don't have to worry about it just yet. But it's just easier to start off either, under 20%, just as an example. Then we go back to settings. And let's see here. 3 changes were made. Okay, cool. Let's rebuild our EXE program here. It's still building the asset factory, so that's fine. Let's see here. We're going to go back to here. Make my computer hate me even more. Delete that. And we will rebuild the EXE. It will work. It will work. But if you want to come learn in this, come join me tomorrow, 7 a.m. Sydney time. And this way we can share screens. We can actually talk instead of everyone typing and whatnot. And that way, if you have questions or anything like that, you're more than welcome to ask questions. As I said, the only 2 people I bite are the mailman and my wife. And if the mailman doesn't want to be bit, he just has to stop bringing me bills. So, I'm going to end this live, even though I'm restricted again. Idiots. So, appreciate you guys hanging with me. See you tomorrow. And this is, I'm literally only going to be in the rabbit hole tomorrow. That's it. So if you want to join me, come along. Learn how to use Claude Code a little bit more better if you've used it before. But you're literally going to leave with a, hopefully, working program. If it's not working fully right off the bat, you will know the steps on how to continue to get work with Claude Code to get your program to work. But as I said before, if you get frustrated easy, vibe coding is, not really something that you want to get into. And that's perfectly okay. And when you hit that limit of where you want to throw your computer through the window or your keyboard or whatever, that's when you get up and you say, no, time to take a break. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow in this. Link is in the bio. Have a good one. So batch apply. Load cube. Let's go to tin type. Input folder. We'll just go here. No items up. Fine. Photos. Find folders. Input folder. Download. Put it back in the photos. There we go. New folder. Let output. Like that. JPEG quality. PNG. Yep. Intensity. Start batch. Good wait. Hold on. Close all this up. I gotta close this off. See you later.